Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, again, we are going to be doing something a little bit different to what I've been doing recently. So for today, I'm going to be using these two tools. This one here, a vape. I'm not condoning vaping. I'm not condoning it. I vape myself, but hopefully in this instance, it might help create something a little bit different. Then I have got this, a little spray bottle that sprays water. That might give a little bit of a clue on what we're going to be photographing. The next thing, my macro lens, and then my camera. I've not taken it off the body yet, but this will end up on here, I promise. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting this, combining this with you, and hopefully creating an interesting P.O.V type video. For those that don't know what P.O.V is, point of view video, of me going around the garden, exploring, taking lots and lots of pictures, and then at the end of the video I will show you a select few of the ones that I really liked, and then I'll have a little bit of a chat about why I like them. So this might be good, this might be terrible, but we'll soon find out. But first of all, let's jump into P.O.V. Oh, there we are. So this is what P.O.V looks like. So the first thing to do, I'm going to get rid of that there and connect this. Now I know this lens is new, but compared to the weight of that, it is like feathers, absolute feathers. I'm just going to take that off. Ooh. There we are, beautiful. Okay, so just going to grab my coat. Let's go see what we can find. Grab the tools for today. Now for the setup of the camera, I am definitely going to go into automatic focus, and I'm going to have my stabilization on 2. I'm going to want a nice fast camera, but I'll worry about the settings later on. I've got a full battery and I've got a garden to go and explore. There we are, look at that. Point of view photography. This might even be the thumbnail, who knows. So coming out into the garden, there's one thing that catches my eye straight away, and that is these things right here. And I wonder how they are going to look. So what I want to find is one that's opened up just like this. You see how these two spikes are coming out, and I've got that in the middle. So if I put this into live view, I'm going to see if I can speed up that exposure a little bit. So let's raise that ISO. Let's go up to 500, which gives me a shutter speed of 1/80th of a second. So where is it? I think that one might be the winning one for that, but I'm going to wander a little bit further and see what else we can find around the garden. So my grandma is very lucky to have this beautiful bridge coming across the river, and look at these walls just over here and over here of different things that might look good on a photo. So I'm going to have a little wander down this very, very, very sketchy footsteps. Whoa, try not to fall over. Now these splashes, they look amazing, don't they? And I know this is a bit of almost a cliche in macro photography, doing splashes, but there's a reason why, and that is because they look great. I want to have the center right here in the middle. I want to have that in the middle, and I want it to make it about this whole leaf. See how that looks. It looks quite nice. What I might do is I'm going to open up my aperture a little bit more. I think that depth of field is too big. So now I'm going to have a totally different feel at this point and get it towards the bottom of the leaf. So it's like sharp at the bottom, through the image, boom. And that looks epic. I really like the way, so you can see it just in front of my face. I really like the way it's all out of focus around the outside and sharp in that middle point. I think that looks absolutely amazing. Look at that. Boom. So, happy with that shot. Let's see what else we can find on this wall of flowers. There was something that did catch my eye just on the other side of this bridge up here. This little acer tree. Now if you don't know what an acer is, this is an acer here. So I'm just coming up to this acer, and what I really like about it is the way it starts orange just here and goes into a yellow, into a green. I think the colours are just amazing, and they've recently been wet, so they've got this line and they're all stuck together, and I really quite like it. I've closed my aperture a little bit. I've gone for f11 to get myself a bigger depth, which has given me an exposure of 250th of a second on ISO 250, and now I just need to be able to get the focusing right. I think that is creating a really nice effect. But let's have a little look further into the back of the garden. Let's see if I can find anything else around here. No. Well, maybe this little bluebell. There's the season for bluebells, after all. And they've got a little beetle on there. Maybe I can get a picture of the beetle as well. Yeah, I quite like that. And I'm going to focus on that beetle, just like so. Let's see how sharp that is. Oh, he's a little bit soft. Right, I'm going to raise my ISO. So I want a nice fast shutter speed really, so I'm cancelling out any movement. I'm going to open up my aperture a little bit more. I'm going to go to f8, which is giving me a shutter speed of 250th of a second. I'm going to spray and pray. And now I wonder what this would look like if we had a little bit of water. Oh, bugger, I lost my beetle. Sprayed him off. But that might look even better than it did with the beetle. Look at that. That looks absolutely beautiful. I'm a fan. So, got a little beetle shot, I got some water shots. This is starting to turn out pretty good. Now, let's have a little wander up the other side and see what we can create up there. Maybe some flowers. Maybe some forget-me-nots. This is such a small, delicate flower. You kind of just miss it as you go. I think this will look better with a little bit of water. Let's get this little bunch here. Look at that. Let's flip this into portrait. Oh yes. There it is. Look. That looks absolutely beautiful. Big fan. Right, let's move on a little bit further. See what else we can find in my grandma's garden. So I'm trying to find something with interesting texture. Oh, these look good, don't they? Oh, I quite like that. I'm going to go to add a bit of trusty water again. I think that actually looked better without the water on. Looked way better without the water on. Okay, so some things don't look better with that water. That is interesting. Oh wow, look at these. They're very interesting. not a fan. There's one that I really wanted to capture. This one here. Now, I'd never seen this before come into my grandma's garden, but black grass, I think, just looks really interesting. And I quite like this, what I've actually managed to find straight away. Because it's like all black around the outside, but with this nice golden in the middle. I think that makes it really quite interesting. And I think that is all I'm going to capture while wandering around my grandma's garden this time. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to meet you sat down. I'm going to have a look at these shots. I'm going to edit the ones I want, and then we're going to have a little chat about why I chose these ones and what they are to me. So I will see you in a second. So here we are, we're back in the studio, and I think photography wise that went really well. I don't know how the vlog has turned, the P.O.V has turned out, as I'm still recording that video. It is a couple of days later, and I have had a chance to edit some of these pictures, and I am super happy with the results. Yeah, it's again another type of photography I've never done before, and it's just another idea for you guys to pop out into the garden, have a little explore into somebody else's garden, a friend's garden once this is all over, and yeah, with a little bottle of spray, what you can create is quite incredible. So I'm going to start off by talking about this first image just here. And this image I really like. I love the way that the sharpness goes across the center of the image. The very middle of the image is the sharpest point, and I like the way the hairs come up through them bubbles and give it some texture. I like the way it's soft at the very beginning and it's soft at the very end. It helps guide your eye through into that subject being the very center, and it just looks really pretty, and that color of green is just super nice. So I'm really happy with this result, and the sharpness is just mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. Now onto the second image. These leaves, again, I like the way it's soft around the outside. It's bringing your eye through into that focal point, the way the leaves just all cross over each other. And the leaves, the colour themselves, the way they go from like a green into a yellow into a red, it's like a sunset. And it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I don't really have much more to say about the second image. The third image, check out this beetle. How cool is that beetle? I'm going to zoom right into that beetle so you can see how sharp it really is. You can even see the hairs on his back. That Sigma lens that I bought is an absolutely fantastic macro lens. And here's a link to the video where I unboxed it and said my first thoughts of it, which might have been a little bit negative and a little bit harsh for how good the lens really is. And the bokeh for this lens, and if you don't know what bokeh is, it's the softness around the outside. It's where it's out of focus and how sometimes it can be a little bit jagged, or you can end up with, like, you know, almost lines in there. This is just super smooth and creamy bokeh, and it just looks lovely. For the second image, I tried to go for something a little bit subtler. I didn't put the saturation up, I actually knocked the saturation down. And I really like the water droplets. Now if I zoom right into these water droplets, look at how sharp they are. It is just a testament to how good this lens really is. Because that, to me, is a beautiful image. And I'm very happy that I've captured it. Ah, absolutely lovely. And that bokeh again, beautiful. Now these forget-me-nots, I don't know how I found this little arrangement of colours. The two blue ones facing towards me, just absolutely beautiful. Then with the two purple ones, and then with the two blue ones again. The way the stem comes up through the bottom of the image, and just the softness of all the different colours around the outside. It's just, it works really, really, really well. And I think this image particularly would look great blown up into big screen across a wall in like a restaurant or something like that. I think it would look absolutely great. Just look at that grass. Have you ever seen black grasses before? No? Neither had I. And these black grasses are absolutely beautiful. Now I'm picturing maybe getting like a little red toy car, something red, and putting it in the centre of this grass. I like the way it's dark around the outside and it's rustic. It could be a part of like a man's watch advert. You know what I mean? You could imagine a wooden watch laid across it with like a chrome finish across the front. That mix of old and new. It's beautiful. And it looks nice on its own, but this picture in particular could be very, very versatile. This scene could be very, very versatile. Even if I find a ladybug later on in the year and put a ladybug just in the middle of that grass, giving that contrast between them browns and them earthy tones and the redness of the ladybug, it would look absolutely stunning. And again, I'm really happy with that final picture. And I'm really happy with how the photography in my grandma's garden worked out. I didn't expect it to go quite so well. And I'm only hoping that the P.O.V filming of me walking around is as good as the images have turned out. Because they've turned out very well. And I'm very happy with the photographs that I've captured. Very happy indeed. But that is going to be all from me this week. And I hope that you're enjoying this little lockdown series. I know I personally prefer being on the mountain, chasing them sunsets, fighting them winds, fighting them rains, getting down next to the waves, running away from the waves, doing all that excitement stuff. I love doing that. And this has been difficult for me too, transitioning into the more the sit down and it's a lot more thinking involved, believe it or not. A lot more thinking involved, a lot more creativity, instead of just the hard drive to try and get that shot, which I normally do in my videos. But I hope you're still enjoying them. And leave a comment. Let me know how you think this series is going, the lockdown series is going. Definitely let me know. But I think I'm going to leave my vlog here. And I'm going to see what I create next week. I'm not quite sure yet. It might involve photographing beasties. For those that are not from Scotland, insects. But I think that might be what I photograph next. Because I'm sure in this garden out here, there's going to be plenty of beasties. But I'm going to leave you with the final images again, just at the end, to have a little look through. And yeah, peace out. Hope you have a lovely week.